Alright guys, so I disconnected the stock, which you see sits here. And now what I'm noticing, which I haven't noticed in any other videos, is again my bike is an older bike. It's 1995, so 31 years old. And I'm noticing, once I switch these brackets, also worth mentioning at this point, that it comes with 2 brackets, each one. It's my understanding that that's in case you had to split or adjust how they were going to mount, but I think when I end up mounting these, I'm only going to be using one on each side. But what my original plan was, as I had mentioned, was going to go, well, I guess it's going to sit right about there-ish. We're going to have to see if that gets in the way of the choke. Because if it does, then I'm going to have to think about a different way to go about it. So we'll cross that bridge in a few. I may end up possibly taking the mount and maybe trying using that. I might end up going with one and just sitting it inside of this. So again, we're going to figure that out as we go. So let's see what we're going to do next. Alright, so what I went ahead and did was I loosened this up so I could start to swing this around and get a good adjustment. You just got a little nut on the back of that, so you just loosen that up. I'm playing around with some directions on where I'm going to go. I'm thinking somewhere right here is where I'm going to sit. So now I'm going to check out the other one and see if that's going to work. Again. Alright guys, so I played around with some adjustments with this one. I mean, obviously there's places I could go so that it's out of the way. This works right here. It'll still come all the way out. So that works. If you can see that, let me see if I can get my hands out of the way a bit. So something like that'll work. I don't know how much I love the look. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. But there is a way that I could set this up if I decide to go that route. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go with the 2 horn setup like I showed you. If I'm going to try and just swap out the horn in here, which I've seen some people do, and I do like that. But before I do, I want to just compare one horn to one horn. I've seen a bunch of videos where it shows the 2 to 1, and obviously the 2 is significantly louder. I'm going to try the 1, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you that. It's not a bad horn. It's really not a bad horn. So now I'm going to try the other one, just to get a comparison. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and just hooked up one horn, okay? So, and you don't need, obviously, your Y connectors for this. You're just going direct because you're just using one. There's nothing, no circuit to close. Well, there is, but it's just on here. Alright, so this is the second horn. It's very loud. That is significantly louder than my first horn. Than the stock horn. Now I need to just make a decision if I'm going to go with both or if I think one will suffice. I'll be back. Alright guys, so I made a final decision. I'm going to go with the one horn. They're marked 500 hertz, 400 hertz. So I guess combined you get 900. I probably could confirm that in the book, but I didn't. Confirmed. Alright, that's confirmed. So I'm going to go with the 500. And I'm going to go with it right there. That's how I'm going to roll with that. I'm not going to put the cover on it. I'm going to keep it real bare bones. It doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put a little washer on here. And I know I said in the beginning I wasn't going to use the 2, but I am going to use the 2 because I've got so much bolt here. I just want to eat up a little bit of room on there, really snug everything together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in a minute, and I think that'll suffice as far as loudness is concerned, and if it's not, I could always easily add the double horn. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in a minute, but before I do, I just want to quickly show you how you would do it if you were going to continue with the double horn, because with the single, I won't need anything. I'm just going to use the horn, my bolts, and I'm going to go with the direct, I'm going to take the leads right into here, so that'll be nice and easy. However, the other way is also easy. If I would have connected 2, basically, like I said, you get your Y cables, right? So one end goes in here. It doesn't matter which. It's all the same. One's going to go into one side. And then the other side of your Y cable also heard some people refer to it as a V cable, but I know it is a Y cable, is going to go into the other horn. So one end in one end in the other. I'm not going to do it. All right, so you got your one Y wire to one side, one to the other, with your middle, and then you would go ahead and do the same for the other. One end to one end to the other. I'll set that up.